I'm going to share with you guys what I believe are the 4 most fundamental, powerful manifestational tips I could possibly share with you guys. And I mean this from the heart. This is not clickbait. This is not me just trying to get your attention so I can get views on this video. Granted, I love views on my videos. They're awesome. So if you do like my videos, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. But no joke, I believe that these are the most powerful 4 things I could possibly share with you guys when it comes to manifesting. So be sure to watch this entire video because I'm going to be giving you guys nuggets of information that are so powerful from beginning to end. So stay tuned. Also, be sure to get a notepad out because you're going to want to write these things down. And I wouldn't type them into a computer. I would write them down. When we write things down, it is far more powerful to write them physically in a notebook than it is to type it into a computer. That's a whole nother video if you want to know more about the science about that. I learned a lot of that from Kevin Trudeau actually, and he's 100% right because I verified a lot of science with it. So write it down. So let's go ahead and get started on these 4 most powerful things. Now to keep myself on track, because I have a tendency to want to talk, I actually took some notes here so that I can actually have a beneficial video for you guys without me rambling on. Okay, so the number 1 thing that you want to do, this number 1 hack, so write this down, okay? Very powerful here. Write down what you want your ultimate version of your life to look like. The ultimate vision. Where do you want to be in the future? 10 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever. Eventually, what are you working towards? What do you ultimately want your life to look like? This is essential. Now, you can write things that you don't necessarily believe in now, but you want to write it down where you believe eventually I could have my life like this, I believe at some point. You want to write down this ultimate vision. What kind of a house do you want to be living in? What kind of a relationship do you want to be in if you want a relationship? What kind of a partner do you want in your life? Do you want to have children? Are there children in your life? What kind of a yard do you want with your house? What kind of cars do you want to be driving? What kind of clothes are you going to wear? What is your work day going to look like? Are you going to be working all day every day? Or are you just going to be working a few hours a day? Or, are you just basically retired? What do you want your ultimate version of your life to look like? Get a piece of paper and write that down. The entire thing. It can take up an entire page if you want to, but it's okay to have a lot of detail. After you do this, a week or 2 from now, you might go, I think I want to alter this part a little bit. Or maybe I want to alter this part a little bit. That's okay. Rewrite down the entire vision. Because every time you rewrite it down, you're sending energy into the universe, into the quantum realm that's reflecting that. So you can rewrite this as many times as you want. It only helps. So that's key number 1. You have to know where you're going in life. You have to know what your ultimate objective is. So write down, and I don't care how broke you are. I don't care if you're homeless right now. Write down where you want to be, okay? If you don't have anything to write with, just burn it into your skull as much as possible so you know where it is. And when you get a chance, write it down, okay? So that's the first thing you want to do. Write down where you ultimately want to be. The number 2 thing I want to share with you guys that's super powerful and will totally explode your manifestational ability is very, very simple. There is a verse in the Bible in Matthew, like 20 or 22, I can't remember, somewhere in the 20s. The verse says, "And all things whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing ye shall receive." Emphasis on believing. It's imperative that what you're trying to focus on manifesting right now in this current moment in your life is something that you can believe in. You have to truly, genuinely believe that you can manifest it. If you don't believe in it, if there's any doubt, it will not come. You have to actually believe that you can manifest what you're desiring. Okay? Very important. So if you've never manifested any money before, you're not going to want to try to manifest $1 million first. You're going to want to start with small amounts or small incomes. An increase from where you're at, but levels that you believe can actually happen in your life. If you're trying to manifest too big of amounts, it's never going to come. You're just going to feel frustrated and irritated. Why isn't it happening? Well, the frustration and irritation is because there's doubt. You know if it's something you can believe in by how you feel. So if I'm trying to manifest a certain amount of money and I'm getting irritated, frustrated, I'm feeling doubt, I'm feeling annoyed, why isn't it coming? That's because you don't believe you can actually manifest it. So you need to go to something smaller for you that's more in your belief zone. So a good example is for me, when I first started manifesting money, when I first started hearing about the law of attraction, my belief level in manifesting money was so low that I didn't believe I could manifest any amounts of money. I mean, zero. Which made me think of another verse in the Bible where this man comes to Jesus and he says, "Help thou mine unbelief." The guy recognized he didn't even believe. Just help me to believe. That's where I was with money. So my first manifestation was just being able to believe that I can manifest money. It's nothing you can physically touch, but it's something within here. I wanted to manifest me believing I can manifest money. And I manifested that. And once that manifested, I said, cool, let's help me believe I can manifest $10, $20, $50. I worked my way up and little miracles happened where the money came to me. But they were in increments that I believed that I could actually achieve. It took me a long time to learn this because I spent a long time trying to manifest things that were way too outlandish. Okay, now we're going to tie that into the first principle that I shared with you guys. So you have your vision written down, right? You know where you ultimately want to be in life. Now, the things that you're wanting to manifest that you believe you can manifest now, you want to make sure that those are in the same trajectory as your ultimate vision. So for me, my help me to believe that I'm going to manifest money was in the direction of my ultimate dream because I wanted a lot of money in my ultimate dream. And so if I want that, first I got to believe I can even manifest money. And that's in the same trajectory. So you want to make sure that what you're manifesting now, that it's in your belief level and that it's in trajectory with where you're ultimately wanting to go. That will help keep your focus. And every time something manifests within your belief level grows and it expands. And it's getting you closer to your ultimate dream. So now when you're looking at your ultimate dream, you're going, wow, I'm making progress. I'm actually getting somewhere. So guess what? Now your belief level goes up even more. So stay within your belief level, manifest things that you believe you can actually manifest, and make sure they're on trajectory with where you ultimately want to go. Okay, tip number 3. Very powerful as well. Try to focus on manifesting things that encompass multiple manifestations. And I'll give you an example from my own life. At first, I was manifesting certain specific amounts of money to come into my life from virtually nowhere. And thankfully, they did manifest. But I started learning there's got to be a better way to do this so I can have faster progress. So instead, I started focusing on having a certain amount of income coming in on a regular basis. Because I was like, well, if I want to have that specific exercise bike, if I want to have that specific car, physical things, the gaming computers for my kids and myself so we can all play together, well, let's just focus on having a certain amount of income come in that will encompass, I'll be able to get all of that and be able to afford it easily. So instead of focusing on a specific material thing when your belief level allows you to, try to focus on manifesting things that will bring in multiple manifestations all at once. Very powerful trick here because you can cut through a lot of time and space by kind of zeroing in with laser focus on that one thing that'll bring in multiple things. This is a very important thing. I spent a lot of time going, okay, I want to manifest this specific amount of money. Okay, great, I did it, which was excellent for me though because my belief level was growing around money. But then it got to a point where you're like, well, I just need to have a certain amount of income. Instead of focusing on having the gaming computer and the car and these things, if I just focus on the income instead of those little things, one thing at a time, this will just bring all that in. So very powerful trick here for you. Focus on things that can manifest a multiplicity of things all at once. Now, number 4, the last one I want to share with you guys. This one can be tricky and it takes practice, but this is so powerful and so important and it can save you from so much headache that it's ridiculous. And I mean this absolutely 100%. This is not BS. I'm not just saying this for content. This is legit, okay? I use this in my life and it works. And I've had to learn to use this the hard way. pre-manifestational awareness in regards to how it would actually be to have what you're trying to manifest. I'll give you some good examples. Let's say you're like, I want a mate. I want a love partner. I want to have a romantic relationship with somebody. Great. Let's say you're just saying that. I just want a romantic relationship with somebody. I want that so bad. I want that. That's what I want. I want a mate. Okay, well, let's say someone comes along and you attract that mate. Let's say you get into this relationship and you've been kind of a little bit desperate for a relationship. You've wanted it so bad that you just dive right into it and you're so excited about it. And here you are in this relationship, and a few weeks into it or a few months into it, you find yourself in an interesting situation. Let's say the person you got into a relationship with has some ideas that are different than yours. Maybe some lifestyle choices that are very different than yours. Maybe this person drinks a lot of alcohol and you don't drink very much. Let's say this person is into some very strange things that you're not really into. Let's say this person is really clingy and hanging on to you all the time, and it makes you uncomfortable because you're like, dang, I don't know, that's too much. That's too much. You got the relationship, but now you're starting to see dynamics that are making this situation uncomfortable. And let's say you're living together, you're really blended your lives together, and so now it's really difficult for you to unblend your lives together. So what I'm getting at is when you're manifesting, try to have an eye for the future, to see down the road. Imagine having, okay, I want a romantic relationship. Okay, what kind of person do you want to be in a romantic relationship with? What is that person going to be like? Is that person going to drink all the time? Is that person going to be lovey-dovey all the time and clingy and controlling? Is that person going to be a narcissist? Or is that person going to be a dog lover and you're not a dog lover? You know, what kind of traits and attributes are you looking for in a partner? And as you start to think about that and get some energetic momentum as you focus in that direction, imagine yourself living in that situation before it physically manifests so that you can gather data to assess if that's truly what you want to manifest. Okay, I've done this multiple times when it comes to relationships. I've gotten into a relationship, wanting to manifest a relationship, it manifests, and it's going great at first. You start to get to know the person and you're going, oh geez, I don't know if this would work though in the long run because of X, Y, Z. And you want to solve those things as soon as possible. Okay, same thing with money. Let's say you start generating a ton of revenue, but the revenue that you're generating requires a ton of work. You're working all day, every day to generate this revenue. And you're excited at first, like, man, look at all this money coming in. But after working 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, you start to go, freak, this ain't worth it. This sucks. All I do is work now. And you're like, I just want some free time. That's why I wanted money in the first place. So think about the work that you're doing, or the work that the money you're trying to manifest through. What method? Is this method going to actually take away from your freedom at the end of the day? How much work is going to have to be put into it? What kind of people are you going to end up working with? What do you actually want? And it's good to try to figure that out as soon as possible before you're totally surrounded and encompassed by this manifestation, because there's so much momentum that now it's difficult to break out of it. So you want to have that pre-manifestational awareness. This is so powerful. This can save you so much headache and so much time. So it's very important to use that pre-manifestational awareness to make sure you're truly manifesting what you want out of life, rather than manifesting it completely and then learning the hard way when you're in the situation deep and then having to try to deconstruct that so that you can reconstruct. Hope this makes sense. That is so powerful, you guys. I wish I would have known that years ago. It would have saved me a lot of headache, time, and I'd be a lot further along than I am now. You guys, those are the 4 most absolute powerful things I truly believe I can share with you when it comes to the big picture on manifesting. So I hope that you like this video. I hope that you find this useful. I know that it can be definitely useful for you if you haven't utilized these tools yet. If you guys have any questions or anything, just shoot them down in the comments below. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on future helpful videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.